Okay, so I was having some technical difficulties. So in the meantime, I got bored and I started, which will cut down on the time too. I started doing my contouring. With contouring, what we're trying to do is play up the contrast between the lighter parts of our face, or the more pronounced parts of our face, and the darker parts of our face, or the parts of our face that kind of go in or fall back from the light. Uh, Usually this has to do with the shapes. We're manipulating the way the light hits the shapes of our face. So we're kind of trying to make our face appear more chiseled, if that makes sense. People that have rounder faces use contouring to try and give themselves more of a, cheekbone. Um, Me, I have a wider nose, so I use it to kind of thin it out in appearance, which is why. And I have high cheeks, but I'm thick girl, big girl, whatever you want to call me. And even though I have that cut there, you can see it. It's pronounced. I can um, make it even more pronounced, make it look even more model like. I just call it model like. There's all types of models. But so what I did was I took a darker shade, and you put your darker shade in the parts that you want to be shadowy, that want to kind of give it depth, and the parts that you want to pop out, you put lighter on. So there's a triangle here underneath the eye that I did that, and I also did the bottom jawline, and around this part of the face. The darker part I put here in the along the cheekbone line, and a little here to kind of pull that back and pull this front part of my face forward. So you see the difference between there and just my plain skin here. And I also did my nose. I made the bridge of my nose. I put the light there, and I put the dark on the sides to kind of play down the width of my nose and make it a little bit more pointy looking, I guess. My nose will never be pointy, but it kind of, like I said, it gives it more of a depth of contrast and whatnot. So I'm going to do the side so you can actually see what I did on the other side. We're going down in a triangle right here along my cheek, my cheek. Mm-hmm. So right along there, I bring it up. Some people don't. I bring it up all the way out because I just do. Um, Fill that in. So yeah, so that's what happened with that. And then I do the bottom jawline. Like I said, I already have a natural cut there, so you can actually see it. It's pronounced, which is helpful for me. And I kind of just go along the line and then bring it down. That's easier for me to do. Yeah, so about there. And yeah, and then of course right here in the front of the chin. So bring that out. And now I'm going to do the darker part. I like to use, I don't know if I was mentioning it in the last video, but I like to use cream um, foundation for my contouring, only because I like powder foundation. Like if I'm doing just a quick situation with makeup, I'll just use powder because um, I have oil issues with the most pronounced parts of my face, and whenever I put makeup on, that just exacerbates it. I also put some dark around this area here. I don't know if I mentioned, but I put some there also. And I I like to do, I don't know if many people do, I like to line my mouth with the highlighted part, with the highlighted, because it makes my mouth stand out. So it kind of brings my mouth forward. And more of a pout. And I soften the line right there. So I've come to find that when I do that and I put on my lipstick or whatever I'm using, it gives it a crisper line. And I know that's a trick for when you're wearing red lipstick and stuff, but that's something I do regardless of whether or not I'm wearing red lipstick or some kind of uh, neutral color. So I'm coming up on about 6 minutes here. I'm going to stop it because I don't want it to get too big. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to blend this and then move on to the next step.